Michelle Wie's golf career is crashing in front of our eyes, and the future doesn't look good for the former rising golf star. How did Wie go from one of the best female golfers in the world to now becoming a shadow of herself? We'll show you the dark secret of why her career really went bad and how her never-ending nightmare unfolds. Michelle Wie, a 5-time LPGA winner, including the 2014 U.S. Women's Open at Pinehurst, is one of the most successful female professional golfers in history. At 10, Wie became the youngest player to qualify for a USGA Amateur Championship, and when she went pro shortly before her 16th birthday, she was already a household name, bagging endorsements from all quarters. Wie often made the headlines due to her frequent LPGA Tour appearances and desire to compete in men's majors. But recently, she has had a terrible string of luck, and it's obvious things didn't go as planned. Some call it the biggest flop in pro golfer history, but what could have possibly happened that made the female pro golfer a shadow of herself? And why is it such big news? If you already know who Michelle Wie is, keep watching, because this information is very important to understand the devastating decline in Michelle's golf career. October 11, 1989, saw the birth of the American professional golfer Michelle Sung Wie West in the Hawaiian capital Honolulu to her parents Wie Byung-wook and Bo Wie. Her parents were from South Korea that migrated to the United States in 1980. Wie Byung-wook, her dad, was a professor of travel industry management at the University of Hawaii and a decent golfer, while Bo, her mom, competed in a Miss Korea beauty pageant and was a former women's amateur golf champion in 1985. So it's pretty clear where she picked up the sport. Sang-kyu Wie, her paternal grandfather, was an emeritus professor at the university in the country's capital, Seoul National University. Michelle, a dual citizen of South Korea and the United States, renounced her South Korean citizenship in February 2013. So how did her passion for golf begin? Wie started to pick up golf at 4 when she watched her mom practicing. Although West didn't know how to use a golf club, she would hit the ball and run after it till it came to a stop. In 2000, Wie West participated in a significant event that caught the attention of the media and fans for her considerable achievement when she became the youngest golf player to qualify for the U.S. Women's Amateur Public Links Championship at 10. After that, young Wie started winning at most events, and her talent stunned golfing fans worldwide. After winning at the Junior Golf Association's tournament in Hawaii, her parents felt she could be a strong contender in any major events. Wie West is a fantastic golfer who regularly strikes the ball 300 yards off the tee, almost 50 yards further than an average female golfer. Nearly 6 foot in height and 150 pounds, West has the talent and muscle to match several experienced players, both male and female. In 2003, Byung-wook said that Michelle always enjoyed hitting the ball harder right from a tender age. She really didn't care about the ball's direction. She was only concerned about hitting it harder. The young pro golfer was coached by her dad after she turned 9 for several years, and she began to do much better than her peers. So if there's anyone that should know better about her golfing technique, it would definitely be her dad. In January 2004, Wie competed in a men's PGA tournament, the Sony Open, and just missed the cut by 1 stroke in the second round, beating 46 men on the PGA Tour. A week before turning 16, Wie announced her professional debut on October 5, 2005. She signed sponsorship deals with Sony and Nike at a very young age, worth $10 million annually. Wie also participated in tours in Asia and Europe. She joined Se-Ri Pak as the second woman on the Asian Tour to make the cut at the SK Telecom Open, a men's tournament in South Korea, and reportedly earned more in appearance fees than the total prize money for the competition. In 2014, Michelle won at the U.S. Women's Open, marking her first major victory. Michelle had a promising career and is one of the most notable women golfers globally. She was recognized as a world-class golfer even before she was 16. A part of the Ladies Professional Golf Association Tour, a determined player, and an outstanding student at Punahou School in Honolulu, Wie decided to take some time from her academics and decided to study golf. The Hawaiian-born golfer studied at the David Ledbetter Golf Academy, Florida, under Gary Gilchrist. While she had a great time getting prepared there under the guidance of Gary, who had worked with many young golfers, he said that he didn't know if he would ever see a woman golfer who could hit the ball so hard, and it sometimes looked scary. So, what has been the reason for her career ending? Wie lives a private life, but it's no news that she's married to Johnny West, son of NBA legend Jerry West and the Golden State Warriors director of basketball operations. The duo wedded at a private home in Beverly Hills, California on August 10, 2019. And in June of the following year, the couple welcomed their daughter, McKenna Kamale Yuna West. Since coming to the limelight, Wie West's career has experienced the highs and lows of stardom. The mother of now 3-year-old McKenna, who had previously suffered an injury to her wrist, took a step back from golf. She felt it would be pretty tough to make a comeback, so Wie decided to devote her attention to parenting. You know how challenging parenting can be. That moment you have to practice for hours a day to improve your form, travel around the world for tournaments, and still have to tend to your spouse and kid. It definitely wasn't easy. Wie opened up that she refused to make public her injuries because of the pressure to live up to expectations. Wie said at the time, the media was only concerned about having a warrior spirit and a champion mindset, and little to no attention was paid to mental health. It got to a point she just couldn't come out to say, "This is what I'm suffering." So she kept quiet because she didn't want to let anyone or herself down. Wie really couldn't complain much or rest when she needed it. "I remember not telling the media honest answers about my injuries. I hid it because I didn't want to feel weak," West recalled. Eventually, West became more comfortable opening up without minding if it exposed her vulnerabilities. After shooting an opening round 84 at the 2019 KPMG Women's PGA Championship, Wie tearfully noted she wasn't sure how much longer she could play golf professionally. It was obvious the ability to freely express herself was a liberating experience. West also appreciated the transparency athletes can enjoy now, especially regarding their mental health. She expressed joy that athletes can now step out and admit their fragility and imperfection while still being champions. In 2022, she decided to make a comeback and participated in the Kia Classic. But little did the golf world know that her stay on the LPGA Tour would be short-lived. Wie also participated in the 2022 U.S. Women's Open, wherein she described it as a bittersweet week, while expressing regrets for not making the cut. In May,
I wish I, would have ended on, making the cut and all that. Obviously, no matter what, missing the cut sucks.
2022, Wie West dropped a bombshell when she announced her retirement after the 2022 U.S. Women's Open. In an interview after the U.S. Women's Open last year, Michelle was asked how she would assess her career over the years. She stated that although she felt she could do more because it's only normal to feel unsatisfied, she has no regret whatsoever. So what?
First off, I want to say I have zero regrets in my career. There's always that inkling of wishing I had done more.
It's her plan moving forward. Right from the time, her goals were simple but not easy. Wie had plans to attend Stanford University, the same college her idol Tiger Woods studied at. After turning pro, she always wanted to become a dominant player in the golfing history of both PGA and LPGA. She was determined to play at the Masters, the most prestigious tournament regularly hosted by Augusta National Golf Club, Georgia. Notwithstanding, she attended Stanford and conquered the U.S. Open, so she does admit that she has to cut herself some slack. "I feel everyone at some point doesn't feel satisfied, so it's only normal to wish I should have done more. But I'm super proud of myself."
I've always wished I've done more, but I feel like everyone kind of feels that way, so I'm definitely giving myself some grace.
After her retirement, Wie plans to work more behind the scenes and is now collaborating with LA Golf to make women's golf more seamless and to help female athletes have a better chance on succeeding at the tour with different benefits such as full healthcare benefits plan, paid maternity leave, paid mental health days, and making travel more comfortable for them.
Just want to create a more seamless experience for female athletes and, show them what they're really worth and respect that.
So what do you think about Michelle Wie's plan for the future? Perhaps she does better off the golf course. Only time will tell. For more intriguing golf content, click this video showing on your screen right now. See you in the next one.